Hi there, it's John. Welcome down to my basement, enjoying a cup of coffee. It is November the 18th, and I was just looking at what's going on in the world. And there were a number of stories that popped up I wanted to talk about, but another video showed up on my feed on YouTube this morning, which I've seen about 4 or 5 times over the last several days. And I thought I'd talk about that, and I'd talk about optimism. I'm a pretty optimistic person. I consider myself a glass half full person, not half empty. And I am rather optimistic at the way things are going right now. The video I saw this morning was of Donald Trump showing up at that UFC fight the other night, led in by the president of the UFC, Dana White, who is a huge Trump supporter. And with Donald Trump was Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., Elon Musk. Dan Bongino was there as well. I saw him. And I was like, wow, why is Dan Bongino there? He's a talk show host, but he's also a former Secret Service guy, and he's being touted as maybe the head of the Secret Service. So I'm watching this video, and then I hear 20,000 people screaming for Donald Trump and screaming USA, USA. Now, the left is melting down right now. They think the world is going to come to an end now that Donald Trump is president. But that's not the case. We've taken a turn for the good. I think the United States government is going to become more efficient. I think they're going to focus on things that help the American people now. And those doomsayers on the left in the States who are concerned about women's rights and people being locked up and whatnot, they're always gloomy about everything anyway. So I think we've taken a turn, and you'll see maybe the end of the wokeness, the DEI, the ESG, and we'll get back to normal because things have been pretty freaking abnormal since Donald Trump first came down that escalator back, 8, 9 years ago. Things started to take a turn because everybody lost their collective minds on the left. Now, how does this relate to Canada? Well, Canada is in deep, deep trouble right now. Things are getting way more expensive. It gets more and more expensive all the time. For instance, now this is just a small thing, but I drink coffee, and I mentioned, I think, in every video, having a cup of coffee in my basement, and I put cream in my coffee. And I buy cream, and I'm very careful at where we buy cream now because I used to pay about $1.95 for a liter of cream. Now, you might be in the United States thinking that's an awful lot, and it is. We have very high dairy prices because of Quebec. Let's just put it that way. I won't get too deep into that. But I used to pay about $1.95 for a liter of cream, and it's close to $4 now. If I go to Walmart right now, it's about $3.85, $3.90 for 1 liter of cream. So I shop around for it, and I can sometimes find it about $3 at Costco. Generally, I can get it cheaper there. But that's how I look at food prices. Cream's almost double what it was before. Okay? And that's the same with a lot of different things. I haven't had a steak in ages because I can't afford it anymore. It's just that expensive. And I live in beef country here in Alberta. So things are pretty poor in Canada right now, but I'm optimistic. Why am I optimistic? Because the rule of Justin Trudeau and the far left liberals is coming to an end. And we can throw in the New Democrats as well because they've been propping up Justin Trudeau for the last several years. And they are as much at fault for our issues right now as the liberals are. Things are going to get better. We still have a little bit of a wait. I'm concerned at how much more of a train wreck the country can be over the next 10 to 12 months because an election is expected in 2025 in October. But I am optimistic. I think the Conservatives at this point are going to win a very large majority, and we can start turning around all the mess that's happened here in Canada. Because if the United States has gone woke, we've done it in spades. We've gone way overboard with the woke, with the DEI, with the ESG, and I think prices can start to come down. I am optimistic. We're going into winter. Got snow this morning. It makes me feel a little bit gloomy. I don't do well in winter. I often wonder why I live in this godforsaken country. I love Alberta. I love Calgary, but I wish we could take about 5 months of the year and get rid of it. Sure wish I could move south, and maybe I'll do that in a few years, but I am optimistic. Things are going to get better. Don't listen to the far left. Don't listen to the crazies in the United States who are talking doom and gloom about Donald Trump. And if you're in Canada, hope is on the horizon. Talk to you again soon.